Hello everybody, today I am going to introduce you to a basic networking concept. It's about a layer 2 switch and the devices connected to that switch and how they communicate with each other. Well, here's an example. Let's say that we have a switch in our network. We're going to call it switch number 1. And we have 3 computers on our network. We call it PC1, PC2, and PC3. PC1 is connected to port number F01. PC2 is connected to port number F02. And PC3 is connected to port F0 number 3. The first thing I want to do is to assign a static IP address to each of these PC first. I want to assign this IP address 192.168.1.1 for PC1, 192.168.1.2 for PC2, and 192.168.1.3 for PC3. All of these IP addresses are in the network 192.168.1.0/24-bit subnet. I will make a video regarding the subnet later to help you guys, but this is what we have for now. Let's say that we want PC1 to be able to ping PC3. Now, how would that work? So what happened here is PC1 will send out something called an ARP request. And what the ARP request does is it forwards to the switch, and then the switch will broadcast to all of the other devices connected to the switch, except for the incoming port. So it's going to forward to PC2, and then it's going to forward it to PC3. It's basically asking who has the IP address of 192.168.1.3. And in this case, if we look at PC2, PC2 doesn't have that IP address, so it won't reply back. But PC3 has that IP address, so it replies back to the switch. And then the switch forward the information back to PC1. When this happens, PC1 will update its ARP table with the IP address of PC3 and the MAC address of PC3. You can think of the MAC address as an ID of a device. Every device on a network that wants to communicate with each other needs to have a MAC address. So PC1 will have its own MAC address, PC2 will have its own MAC address, and PC3 will have its own MAC address. And the MAC address is in hexadecimal, that's 12 digits, and it usually looks something like this. This is just an example, but it usually looks something like AB-AB-EF-EF-1E. So speaking of MAC address, within the switch, it has a table called a MAC address table. And what this table does is store the information of the incoming port. So for example, it will store the information of PC1. It will store the MAC address of PC1 and the incoming port, which is F01. As you can see, PC1 is right here, and it's requesting that. So by the time that it's requesting that, it goes in here. The switch know that, oh, okay, PC1 is coming from this port right here, which is F01, and it will be the same thing for PC3, which is going to have PC3 MAC address, and the incoming port is 0. That's 3. As you can see, PC3 is replying back. So by replying back, it is an incoming port. and switch one knows about it. If you look at PC2, PC2 won't be put into the MAC address table because it never replied back. There's no incoming. There's only the outgoing here, but it never replied back because it's not the correct IP. So that's it for this tutorial. It's just a concept for you guys. I will do a physical lab so that you guys can see more of a clearer picture upcoming video. So subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you. Bye.